Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
You're an encouraging person, but sometimes I think you should just go drink a gallon of bleach.
Is that what you pulled out? You pulled out drink a gallon of bleach?
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week we choose a popular saying to take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, if a super duper lucky educational dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but mostly we're going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I am Skinny.
You are indeed.
201.
201, the big
Hercules.
What a milestone. 201, episode 201.
It'd be amazing if it was like a birthday, but for a podcast, it's still pretty good. Yeah, it was good. Thank you so much to the Village Idiom children who reached out and passed along congratulations for 200. It was a fun milestone one. And so, yes, thank you for your
lots of messages,
enjoyment and listening. And we just have fun doing it.
It was a good week. And now it's all downhill from here.
Well, that would be a fun idiom.
Here's an interesting
fact. But you know what? Someone just said, I like the way you guys just plug at it.
Is that motivational?
Is it?
Is it? Or is it just like, hey, still going? I'll give you this one interesting fact. Speaking of...
So you guys just don't know when to stop, huh?
One interesting fact about podcasts. Maybe this will encourage you. Do you know how many podcasts reach 200 episodes?
Well, there's one.
I think they all do, actually.
Probably.
They all do.
That's the real secret. It's like being a wart. Just keep at it.
To be what? In a wart?
Like a wart. It's just persistent. A wart.
Like a skin blemish.
Yes.
We're like a wart.
We're like a wart.
Oh.
Some odd growth of whatever wart juice and...
See, I thought I misheard you, but no, you said wart.
Wart. We're very wart-like.
Okay.
Just stay.
Just stay.
What
man.
is that? Oh, that's a wart. I just can't seem to get rid of it. That's us.
Warts are the worst, actually.
We're the wart of podcasting.
Oh, man. There's got to be a medal or some sort of award show for that. Wart of the Year for podcast. Still going. They're still going.
Those guys are still going.
Speaking of motivational, what do you think about this line?
Hang in there.
Short and sweet. Listen again.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there. That's today's idiom. And so, because of all the encouraging, I want to get this out early so that we can pepper it throughout the podcast today. So this
looks like an ice cream cone.
It looks like an ice cream cone. It's not. It says vanilla on it.
If you're not watching on YouTube, Skinny's not holding up a real ice cream cone. It looks like some sort of ceramic dish.
It's a ceramic, some ceramic jar, and the lid portion is the ice cream. The bottom portion is the cone, and inside I've put in 5 encouraging things that you might say to someone, like hang in there.
Oh, great.
And then 5 like terrible things.
What?
That are so discouraging. Some of them I've pulled off of a friend of ours, J Jam Bone Bang Jams. Things that people have said in his videos about him.
It sounded like you just had a stroke. J Jam Bone Bang Jam.
J Jam Bone Bang Jam. I'm learning Vietnamese. It's
I'm coming. Hang in there. Hang in there.
That was an accident.
So throughout the episode today, if you feel at any point like you want to say something encouraging, you're going to risk it.
Just pull one out.
You're going to pull one out, and it might be encouraging. There's a 50-50 chance that it's awful.
So it's the cone of encouragement.
It's the cone of encouragement.
Maybe.
Yeah, so we'll see.
We'll leave the top off then. Leave the top off, and we'll randomly reach in.
Sure.
So... I accidentally just played one. That first clip I played from was from Hot Shots. You remember Hot Shots?
Oh, yeah. The little Charlie Sheen.
But it was like a Top Gun kind of ripoff. Funny enough, this one that I accidentally played is from the new Top Gun movie, Maverick. But
I'm coming. Hang in there. Hang in there.
I just thought it was funny that 2 pilot-related movies, not just pilot, like Dogfight in the Air pilot movies, Hot Shots, and Maverick. Like, hilarious. Hang in there. It's
epics in their own right.
Obviously, yeah, exactly. Well, how's your week been? You hanging in there?
Hanging in there, man. I don't know. For
all
many,
the work that went into the 200th episode, a little downtime.
It's oddly, and I think this has only happened a couple times. Usually, we're like a day or two prepped in advance for filming, but today is actual recording and going out day.
Right.
We had kind of things planned up to 200, and then it's like we forgot about the following rest of our lives. And so here we are.
Right.
And so this is actually going out today. So
Tell me if you're like, just when you said we forgot about the forthcoming rest of our lives, I was just talking to someone about, I have an excellent memory. Like, I can remember every conversation in detail, where we've been, things in my life, all the way back to like age 2.
Okay.
I have an excellent memory, but I can't remember what I have scheduled for this afternoon. So if it's in the future,
you're going to be a fun old person.
so I write everything down. I look at my calendar. I'm good, but if somebody's like, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow?" I'm like, "Wow, I don't think I have anything." And I'll have like 5 appointments, and so I'm like,
leading a conference.
how is my brain working that I can remember in explicit detail last week, the week before, 10 years ago, 30 years ago?
But this is specific. This thing happens to the elderly. Your short term versus your long term. Your long term intensifies, and so you're.
But this isn't even short term memory. This is future.
I'm
It
just saying
has not happened yet.
Well, I haven't finished. You might have that Benjamin Button disease, is what I was getting at.
So old age may be part of it, but
you might
I've
be
always
getting
been
younger.
like this.
So finally, you're so old that you're like back to an infantile point.
I used to work at, well, I think I can say the brand now. I used to work for Hoover Vacuums.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife would say...
You know the best part about you working at Hoover?
What?
Well, it's just an aspect of you working at Hoover that I've always wanted to comment on.
Oh, we're drawing from the cone. Skinny just reached in the ceramic cone of encouragement, and he's going to say to me...
And so your plans at like Hoover, you were like, oh, I'm going to be Hoover. I'm going to be a manager at Hoover. I'm like, have fun with that.
Have fun with that.
Have fun with that.
Oh, that's a sneaky one because that sounds encouraging, but I don't think it is. That's usually what I say when I've like given up. Somebody's going to go do something stupid. I'm like, all right, have fun with that.
Well, so you take it however you want it.
Now I don't know why I brought up Hoover.
Hoover, your job.
Why were we talking about
the
that?
job sucked. Continue.
Stop it. Oh, my wife would say, can you bring home a vacuum? I would put it in the doorway of my office so that
Do not forget this.
So that I had to like
You'll trip over it.
Yeah, I had to trip over it to get home. And I would trip over it, close my office door, and go home without a vacuum.
Stupid.
I'm like, what?
Why do these dumb idiots not put stuff away?
But when she told me what I did, I never forgot that.
Wow. Interesting.
So I don't know. I can't even remember when I put it in front of me to trip over. I just got to keep hanging in there.
You just keep hanging in there.
Keep hanging in there.
You got this.
Yeah. That's good.
It's
So you were feeling under the weather this week?
Yeah, it was
Speaking of hanging in there.
Well, hanging in there. I just kind of had 2 days where I just sat around. I at first it was like just like head exploding congestion.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, and so it just like is drain away. But my wife says I've been snoring like a maniac.
Oh yeah.
And we have house guests right now, and not a ton of square footage. So I've got kids also staying in the room.
Yeah.
And last night they just left. Deb left. And so there's like you wake up and the room's empty, but it should have multiple people in it.
I didn't even know you were sick, so I'm sorry I didn't know. If I had known that you were sick,
and here comes the
I
jar.
would have sent you a text or given you a phone call, and I would have tried to be. I would have said something along the lines of, "Well, bless your heart." That's also a backhanded one. That's like one of those down south. You're making fun of somebody. Instead of calling them an idiot, you just go, well, bless their heart.
But it's nice. You bless their heart.
Bless their heart.
But it's backhanded. Very nice.
It also is kind of a funny one. Like, if you're going to bless someone, like, just bless their heart.
Well, my
The rest of their body can be falling apart.
My sinus cavity needed a blessing. When you wake up and you're like draining on your pillow. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff. I was slimed. I'm not a Nickelodeon, but I was slimed.
That's funny. Well, hang in there. I'm glad. You seem fine today.
Yeah, this last couple days I've been totally getting better. Thank you for your concern. One of the
My thoughts and prayers went out to you.
I appreciate.
You're already going back into the cone? What do you got?
I very much appreciate the way that you encourage. You're an encouraging person, but sometimes I think you should just go drink a gallon of bleach.
Is that what you pulled out? You pulled out drink a gallon of bleach? When you said some are going to be encouraging and some are not, I didn't think they'd be murderous.
That's discouraging. Well, my friend Zach, our friend Zach, who has his YouTube channel, and sometimes people's comments on it are just so mean.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so that's where that one came from. drink a gallon of bleach.
Brutal.
Yeah. So there you go. It's not always encouraging out there on the internet.
No.
Sometimes I think I find the internet not encouraging at all.
Well, we have clarified that obviously hang in there is motivational. It means to persevere. It means to keep going, to not give up. Hang in there. And I don't know. I've got a little background into this if you want to have fun today.
I'm super curious. Let's see what we got.
I meant to give you the game. Maybe I could do it now. You probably know where it comes from anyway. Do you?
It's from surfing.
All right. Like hang 10?
Yep. At least you're tracking along. That's good.
Yeah, I can remember well. I don't know what I'm doing after this recording. How many times have I not sent you the recording to work with?
Not often. You're pretty on it.
Oh, that's good. That's encouraging.
Yeah.
Is that in there? Is that in the cone?
No, that's off the
You're
top
pretty
of my
on
head.
it.
Well, that's good. Well, let's see where this baby came from.
All right.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origin.
So this is an interesting phrase. I don't know if it would actually be an idiom. I guess it's an idiom. Yeah, because you're not
Well, it's
actually
interesting.
hanging somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, it's motivation.
It doesn't.
I was going to say it's not an idiom. It's just anyway. This one was interesting
It's
because
100% an idiom.
when I go,
Do you even know what the name of this podcast is?
no, I keep saying Village Idiot. Very rarely do I find Wikipedia useful when it comes to the research of our idioms. Once in a while, it'll be like a rabbit trail off of something else, like, oh, where did this person who made up this phrase, where did he come from? But this one was fantastic. But it wasn't really about the idiom. And I'm going to explain. Did you hear that? That's like a little video game in the background or
Feels
something?
like aliens are attacking us right now.
Anyway.
Continue.
So you might remember, you are just old enough to remember a poster of a kitten hanging on a little bamboo stick with the text on the poster, hang in there, baby.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hang in there most likely was already being said, but that poster took it to new heights and set it into the English language as a permanent thing. Because that poster...
that can't be the origin.
So it's
But it popularized it.
It popularized it.
Fair enough.
So, okay. So I was going to save this for the end. So the origins of hang in there, nobody knows for sure, but there are a couple of comments by individuals who know enough history that they think it started, like, why would you say hang in there? I mean, I guess we go, hold on. But anyway, one theory is there was a movie in 1969 called Then Came Bronson, and apparently it was his catchphrase. So,
As in Charles Bronson?
no,
Okay.
that's the name of the movie, is Then Came Bronson.
Okay.
Also, this was interesting. Holding a mortar round in the tube without dropping it is called hanging the round. And so this can be a lengthy task until you're ordered to fire.
Okay.
So there could have been hang in there being said while waiting.
Those videos where they drop the mortar down and then they just kind
Wrongly?
of they just blop out.
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of
And
shoot.
everybody
Yeah.
just bolts.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so it could have come from military or mortar rounds. It's hang in there, wait for the orders to fire because it's hanging while you do it. So those are the only two potential actual origins of hang in there. But this poster,
Popularized it, for sure.
not just popularized it, it's incredible. So the poster didn't just say hang in there; it said hang in there, baby. And you can probably see the screen, but there's even a clip of on The Simpsons of Marge staring at that exact poster, cartoonized. Well, it's not the exact poster, but it's similar to. So the original poster, which I'll describe who took the photo in a minute,
Some good history.
was this person's own cat on a bamboo stick, like a bamboo branch. And you can see in this still, I should have had a monitor behind us so you could see it on YouTube. But the still of Marge sitting at her desk with the poster says hang in there, baby. And it's a cat hanging on a clothesline. You can see the clothes pegs there. So that's not exactly the original poster. Well, here's Marg.
Hang in there, baby.
March. So the original poster was a photograph by, where's his name? It was a Siamese kitten. And this photographer, Victor Baldwin took a picture of his own cat, whose name was Sassy, and had this poster. Now, before we go into why this poster took off, it is arguable this poster is the first motivational poster.
Oh, I love motivational posters.
Right? So
I like demotivational posters.
It's hard to say that really there was never another poster that said something motivating.
Right.
But this is the one that all of a sudden it influenced just thousands of motivational posters because it was so popular. So this Los Angeles photographer, Victor Baldwin, took this picture of his cat. But how it actually started, he was already a famous portrait photographer, did celebrities. I've got listed here Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Ronald Reagan. But his true love was animal photography. And so he did dog and cat fancy magazines. He loved animal photography. But he was a famous photographer. And then he made a children's book called Little Kitten, Big World, featuring his own cat named Simmy. Not Sassy, but Simmy. So then in 1963, he took more pictures of his other kittens, Sassy, he posed in a variety of pictures, one in a chin-up pose on the bamboo pole, which later became this Hang in There Baby poster in 1970. In 1970, him and I think it was his wife made a book, and they made this book called The Outcast Kitten, and all the photographs that he had made of Sassy and other cats that he owned at the time were put into this book, and kind of this funny whatever book. But on the back cover was this chin-up picture of the cat with no words or anything, just that was his favorite cat. And so many people called in asking for this picture. How can I get this picture? It went crazy. So he funded and printed and made this poster himself. This around 1972, where the first copy of the poster was sold to the composer of The Music Man, Meredith Willson, which is interesting. Asked for it to be framed. So that was the first copy of the poster, Hang in There Baby. And so anyway, I think he sold, do I have it here? I want to say around 400,000, 500,000 of these posters himself. But
wow,
hundreds of thousands of copies were made. So not copies copies of his actual photograph as well, but also copies of new cats, which is the picture Marge is looking at on the clothesline is a real picture out there. Even when I pulled it up, the picture I had in my mind was not the original. I can picture it in my Sunday school class or something. Right. This cute little kitten hanging on a string. Right. And the original picture,
I think it is a clothesline.
Is this one? Is that what you pictured?
Not at all.
Black and white Siamese cat?
Nope.
No, exactly. So it is not. This is the one I pictured. Yeah, and this is great material for audio.
Great podcast stuff.
But is this little golden?
Yeah, I think people will remember that.
So there's hundreds of thousands. They all say "Hang in there" or "Hang in there, baby." That's the Simpsons one. Hang in there, baby. That's the original black and white Siamese cat. There's this one I remember too, and
that. Yeah, not that helps our audio listeners at all, but the kitten on the blue and white.
Kitten with the sky background.
Yeah.
That's the one you remember?
Yes.
So this all goes to show that there's that many cats hanging that are not Victor Baldwin.
Who's hanging all these cats?
And here's the best part. As much as he could, he sued every single one of them. Every single one that he came across or heard about.
It cost him a fortune.
So he didn't get rich, but every single one covered itself because he won every single case.
That's funny.
He won every single case.
This concept of
and he's just he didn't care about making millions off of what they did. He just wanted it to be known. This is Victor Baldwin's thing. So the
fact that we're saying his name.
He copywrote the photo. He copywrote the "Hang in There, baby." That line is his, which is just
That's
great.
insane that people can do that.
I know.
I just heard on that crazy copyright one. So in Canada, our big, if you say to someone a double-double, that means you went to Tim Hortons and you got a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugar.
Right.
Double. But in America, the double is copyrighted. It's also copyrighted in Canada, but by In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and so Tim Hortons wants it, clearly, but In-N-Out holds the copyright for it in Canada. And it's like, you guys don't even have a real Canadian presence. And it turns out that, the drive-in or the car show that happens in Langley,
Where they bring the In-N-Out trailer.
In-N-Out trailer comes in, they plaster it everywhere, double,
That's
whatever.
enough to hang on to
That's
it?
enough so that they can maintain the Canadian copyright on double.
Wow.
Tim Hortons wants it.
I think of George.
Hey,
George
talk about useless trivia around the water cooler today.
I think of George Wendt on Saturday Night Live. Doubles.
doubles.
How does he not own that?
Doubles.
Doubles. So the funny thing of how hard he sued everybody to maintain the copyright, there is speculation that he copied, I'll never be able to pronounce this French name, like Nicephornipkes.
Okay.
I'm sure that's wrong. And it's really blurry picture. This is his first photograph he's ever taken, and it's a cat hanging on a string that he set up. So some people think that Victor Baldwin was giving a nod to this guy, which is ironic that he sued so many people to say, "This is mine. Back off." I'm pretty sure that's how he sounded.
I just find the irony of that kind of copyright when people try and hold on to phrases like "hang in there." How are you going to take "hang in there, baby"? And now it's his.
I think it's because
It's ridiculous.
He sold 500,000 of them.
Yeah, sure, you made it popular, but it's like taking words. Like, I own
Right, you
these
shouldn't be
words
able to
now.
own the words. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you created the word? So, like, I don't know if it was the Bulls, funny enough, doubles. But if it was the Bulls,
Like
or
Snoop?
if it was, no, what's
Faux Shizzle and
what was Michael Jordan's coach's name?
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. I think they copyrighted Three-Peat when they won their 3rd title. And I'm like, okay,
Three-peat.
well, they made a word. Can they own that? They made it.
No, it just becomes part of vocabulary. But the thought that you'd be sued over it, that's ridiculous.
I think there was some lawsuits over other organizations using Three-Peat.
Well, I could see, I see a copyright is like,
Hey, Phil Jackson, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. Three-Peat's yours.
Hang in there, baby.
Let's
Phil.
pull an encouragement paper for Phil Jackson.
Oh, Phil Jackson. That's an interesting part about Phil Jackson. Is no matter what happens, to Phil Jackson, I'm just proud of that guy.
That's encouraging. Is that the first positive one we've gotten?
It's hard to say.
Well, there you go. The origins, maybe from mortar rounds, but what made it stick was the kitty poster.
Okay, so I'm going out
Kitty
there
poster.
that there's another angle on a hung jury, that there's another angle to hanging that we're not using.
You mean like hang in there might have to do with just waiting?
Okay, so my investigations on I start looking up, hang in there. And you start, hang in there, some idioms or some ways that it's used in popular culture, or hang in there in the news. If you put hang in there, it's not good.
What?
It's not good. It's all hang in there is all like
You're talking about suicide?
suicidal, off yourself.
Oh.
Hey, hang in there. And when it's used in a joke, whatever, it's like, jokes are little like one-liners about hang in there. It's all bad.
Oh, because you usually bring a little news article or something to the table, and so this
I
time
tried to
it's just
incorporate
a
something. It's
little dark.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Hang in there is
That makes sense.
off yourself. And it's like, no, that's it's literally unusable.
Well, let's just stick to the Siamese kitten on a bamboo pole then.
Yeah, at least she's just hanging there. But when you go hang in there.
Oh, and then animal activists got involved once it gained popularity.
Oh, no.
And he had to come out with a public statement saying, Sassy climbed up the bamboo tree himself. I took pictures while he was doing it. Oh, and just, we don't want to leave anybody out. That French photographer, I'm not going to even try to say his name again. The cat in that photograph's name was Croissant. Like, talk about stereotyping yourself. Famous French photographer. What was the name of your cat?
Baguette.
Anyway, that's the origins of the poster.
Madame Tussauds.
The idiom may have come from
That's what I
military.
would call it. I call my cat Madame Tussauds. I'd have my cat made out of wax.
And that's what we got.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not. I think there's some.
How did I do?
There's some.
Into the cone of encouragement he goes.
Let's see how well you did. You know what? I believe in you.
Oh, another encouraging one. That's great.
You know, it's a of all things that I believe in, you are
I'm
one of them.
You know what's funny is when you say to somebody, "I believe in you," it's like, what? Like, because somebody else might think I'm a ghost. Like, what do you mean you believe in me? Like that I exist?
No, that makes you real.
Yeah.
Now that I
so
believe
I'm
in
real.
you.
Oh, excellent.
Before I didn't believe in you. No, I believe in you.
I believe in you. I've seen you. I've seen him.
Yeah.
I believe in Mark. Well, should
say his name 3 times. Look in the mirror.
Should we play a little game? You feel like a game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, Riddlelink is a game we like to play that takes a 2-part trivia-based question, requires a 2-part overlapping answer, overlapping by sound or syllable or word or words. Oh, for example, I'm excited about this. So on our 200th anniversary episode, we left you with a Riddlelink from Beetlebat that neither of us got. Did he message you at all?
He did.
So you know the answer.
Yes.
So I will admit this is questionable in his hinting.
He's like, I was doing you guys a favor. Don't throw me under the bus.
So the riddling he left us was, congratulate yourself with a steak on this slightly curious anniversary.
I would
So
have
the
said
steak. We were
a
on
premium steak on a curious anniversary or something like that.
We don't even need the word curious. Because did he tell you his reason for using the word curious?
No.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Well, it's not typical.
The congratulate yourself. You thought that was part of the riddling. I didn't, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And so it's more about the steak. So the steak was ribeye.
Yep. Which, ironically, you had said.
I did say, but I still never got there. And the second half was bicentennial,
Which I thought was clever.
which is our 200th episode. Bicentennial. It makes sense. Here's where it gets questionable. Here's where it gets.
Bicentennial is every 50 years, though, isn't it?
Oh, is he wrong?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Like biannual meeting is twice a year.
I think
Bi-weekly
bicentennial is too. Like I think
bi-monthly
Canada
is-
had their bicentennial a while back, and it was the 200th birthday of Canada. Anyway, bicentennial, I appreciate it. 200 episodes, but the reason he used curious
We haven't had 200 years of existence, have
is
we?
he was hoping we would come across bi-curious, and that therefore get the word bi to get us onto bicentennial. So I'm like, we can't use that on the air. Somebody's going to be offended.
No, but isn't that he finished with I, like rib I something or other. It was rib by.
It was, so
Yeah,
he
so
got
it
the
was-
B in there, which
that's
is
what I appreciate.
I appreciate that part too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
And I
So
appreciate
so
him
that's
just,
how you play.
chiming in.
Ribeye Centennial.
Hey, you know that guy who did us a favor and sent in something? Let's crap on him with his.
Yeah,
Dissect
I already
his
did
idiom.
in person.
Dissect his idiom.
No, I thought it was good. When I
dissect his
finally got the
riddling.
answer, I'm like, oh, how did we not get bicentennial? It's our 200th episode, special anniversary. We should have got it.
No,
we did get ribeye, so we were on the right track, but
yeah,
we should have got anniversary as bicentennial. Anyway, that's how you play ribeye bicentennial. The correct answer is ribeye centennial. That's how you play riddling. I got a couple for today.
I have a couple. They're questionable, but here we go.
All right.
I'll start off with this one. Ingest 3.8 liters of clothing whitener for this shade of hair. I repeat, ingest 3.8 liters of clothing whitener for this shade of hair.
So clearly, this is the insult you drew out of the cone earlier. So it's drink a gallon of bleach.
For this shade of hair.
I don't know. Drink a gallon of bleach blonde?
Bleach blonde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Drink
there you
a
go.
gallon of bleach blonde. Got it.
Once you've had bleach blonde, yeah, you never go back.
You never go wrong.
Here we go.
Okay. What Victor Baldwin's poster read. Do. What Victor Baldwin's poster read. Do.
That will be hang in there, baby shark.
That's right. Stupid.
That's awesome. Okay, good. All right, this one has nothing to do with anything related to today.
Unrelated to today's episode?
I didn't get into it, but hanging in there for success, and so then I got into the sports thing that I didn't talk about. So, anyways, here we go.
Doubles.
Skinny's Skinny's buddy is a 90s Edmonton Oiler wingman.
Am I the buddy? Read it again.
Skinny's buddy is a 90s Edmonton Oiler wingman.
I'm hoping I'm the buddy, and I'm going to go with Jurassic Mark Messier.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you know you don't, I guess, on that one.
That's great. He was also on the Canucks for a while.
I didn't follow him too close. Now he's like schlepping sandwiches for Subway, I think.
Well, what NHL player of that age isn't?
Eat fresh.
Oh, we haven't pushed our sponsor for quite a while. Maybe that's why we stopped getting the checks. There's got to be some reason why we've never received a penny from them. All right, I got another one for you. You ready?
Sure.
No. I've got one. I'm going to leave
they're just so fun.
dangle-anywing out there for everybody else.
Okay, well, we would love to hear from you on the answer to this one. You can reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebook, the YouTube, or the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
So I got one more riddling that we're going to leave precariously hanging on a bamboo branch.
But it crawled out there. This riddling crawled out by itself.
It was on its own.
It was ethically
we just
put
happened
there.
to catch it.
Yeah.
And it goes like this. Last week's celebrity guest and this week's idiom in past tense. Let me read it again. Last week's celebrity guest and this week's idiom in past tense. You know what it is.
Yes, that's great. And that is 3 Minutes Gone.
There we go. That's a good one. I think that's a good one.
It's very clever. It's very clever. That's makes me, get the warm fuzzies.
Hang in there.
One more. Oh, no, that's not encouraging. You put that in the cone? Did you make these up or did you select
I told
these from
you that
somewhere?
was from Bank Jam's website. I'm going to get a different one.
Give him one here. This is from Zootopia.
Hang in there.
And
Little,
you demand.
You demand. That's encouraging.
You demand.
Well, thank you, Bang Jam, for you demand.
Don't do the other one. Well, it was fun putting 201 together for you.
201.
Have an amazing day. Get off that treadmill, okay? Just get off of it.
Stop it.
And
never get back on.
And
Wait, that's not encouraging.
Enjoy your drive home.
We should have been encouraging them. Good job on the treadmill.
Hey,
hang in there.
fantastic that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Have a great day.
Way to go, you.
Keep persevering.
You the guy. Unless you the gal. And then you're not a guy. Either way, I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
That's 3 minutes gone.